Welcome back, fans, to the ECHL Insider. I'm your host, Garrett Hunter, excited to talk more playoff news with you right now. The Idaho Steelheads have already clinched the playoffs. They also have the #1 seed already locked up in that Mountain Division with a 33-point lead on the second-place Kansas City Mavericks. The Walleye have been impossible to catch this time of year with a 16-game winning streak right now, closing in on the all-time record 23-game win streak done back a few years ago by the South Carolina Stingrays. To help them get to that mark is TJ Hinzik, former Walleye star, signed. He'll be back in the lineup to help the Walleye continue their strong stride to finish out the season, and they've already clinched a spot in the Central Division. Also, their rival, the Cincinnati Cyclones, the final team to clinch a playoff spot so far. We'll see who follows clinching the playoffs. We have 3 teams clinched and 13 more to go, with 16 teams will be taking part in this year's Kelly Cup playoffs. Scores from last week, glad you asked. Tons of them. Indy Fuel beat the Fort Wayne Comets 6-2, and the Fort Wayne Comets have just been losing to their rival a lot this year. They look to get that together as they could likely see them in the Kelly Cup playoffs. The Savannah Ghost Pirates and Jacksonville Icemen had a thrilling 0-0 through regulation game and 0-0 through overtime. If you like defense, you like big saves, this was your game to watch. 9th round of a shootout, the Savannah Ghost Pirates finally won 1-0 over the Jacksonville Icemen. The Allen Americans and Idaho Steelheads met for 2 games last week, the Steelheads winning 6-4 and 5-0 as they continued to roll at home. Let's get you now to the top 5 games of the week, all with massive playoff implications. So let's start in that South Division. The South Carolina Stingrays neck and neck in the playoff race right now in the thick of it. They will play the Jacksonville Icemen on Wednesday. They'll switch venues, go to North Charleston on Sunday. 2 big games to get more points if you're the South Carolina Stingrays. And 4th, the Utah Grizzlies and Allen Americans will play Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. 2 teams that are separated by just 2 points in that Mountain Division. Allen really needs these points. Utah really needs these points. Should be a thrilling series in Texas for both the Americans and the Grizzlies. And our 3rd game of the week, weird scheduling here. We'll talk about that in a second. Worcester Railers and Maine Mariners. On Friday, it'll be in the Cross Insurance Arena in Maine. On Saturday, they'll switch venues, go to Worcester. And on Sunday, they'll switch venues again, go back to the Cross Insurance Arena. And with all these scheduling changes, I looked, no event on Saturday in the Cross Insurance Arena. So really weird, a lot of bus trips for both these teams as they'll switch venues 2 times in 3 days. At number 2, back to the South Division, the South Carolina Stingrays will play their rival, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, on Friday night. Big game for both of these teams, separated by just 1 point in that South Division. At number 1, top game of the week, the Atlanta Gladiators, desperately needing points in the thick of a playoff race in the South Division. They play a 3-game series at Santander Arena against the Reading Royals. Royals really showed off how good they are, how playoff ready they are, winning 2 out of 3 against Newfoundland Growlers last week. They look to continue that against the South Division Atlanta Gladiators, who are in desperate need of points in that South Division. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for all the views we have gotten lately. We hope to keep it going, and we hope to keep going the playoff news as this playoff race continues to heighten, and we'll see you next week.